What's up, everyone? Um, okay, so yesterday I made a video about the data range. Today just want to make it. I just want to cover about the PD array matrix and what it can actually just like confuse us very easily. So okay, so for example, this is three charts: monthly, weekly, and daily. As you can see, I have talked about this as one price. This is all one price movement. Okay, this is one swing. Um, Down, up. Okay, this up is just down, up, down. So in this monthly time frame, we can see like many other swings in smaller time frame. The smaller time frame we break it down, the more the more swing setups. We can see like plethora of smaller swings in smaller time frame. Okay, so as you see, one move down, one move up, we can see more. We can see like two moves down and two moves up. Okay, in the weekly time frame, and in the daily, we can see more moving up, moving down, up and down, and more smaller swings moving up, down, up, down, up, down. But it's still aligned with this move of the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. Okay, and we can see the same with the 4 hour and 1 hour and stuff. Price is fractal. Every time frame is the same. Prices have the same personality. It has the same characteristics, moves the same way, but we're just going to talk about solely on the high time frame PD array and high time frame uh, the way of moving price. That's it. That's how we're going to call this today. The way of moving price in high time frame. So high time frame is monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay. So for example, if the daily shift, as we considered many times, it's the quarterly shift. The daily is going to market structure shift here. So when the daily shift there, we can frame from discount to premium of the weekly, right? But it doesn't mean when the daily shift here, it's bullish for for the weekly and the monthly. Okay, it's just like this in the monthly. It's just like this small swing in the monthly, and the weekly we're at premium already. But in the monthly, we're still in discount. We can't just say like when the daily shift, price just gonna go up to premium of the monthly, because before price going there, it has to meet premium of the weekly first. Okay, let's assume we have the smaller swing here in the weekly. Okay, but there are many times the swing in the monthly and the weekly is just like one swing. So basically we're just going to use the day time frame as the bullish scenario coming up to premium. But if there is a smaller swing here, which usually there's a smaller swing here down here in the weekly time frame. Okay, but in the monthly we're still in discount, but in the weekly we're at premium already. Okay, so we can't say when the daily shift, quarterly shift like this, it's gonna be bullish in the high time frame, right? Especially when we're like swing trading or something like that. We're just gonna focus on the high time frame trend. So we're still gonna sell here, right? If we're short term trading or day trading, we can buy here, coming back to the premium of the weekly. Okay. But as you can see, when okay, so that's one scenario, right? Let's assume the weekly is just market structure shift and being bullish. Let's assume the weekly is just going to market structure shift and being bullish. So right now we can it's a very high probability that price is just going to go back to premium of the monthly, because weekly just breaks structure up. And if we're looking at the weekly time frame and then we're seeing this total range, let's assume this weekly break structure up like that. Okay, we're still in the discount of this total range in the monthly, but we're in the premium of the weekly already, right? But the weekly break structure up, which is a very high probability indication that price is going to return back to premium of the monthly. Okay, but okay, listen closely. This is what I have just conducted research, and I have back tested this pretty frequently, many times in the market, that I can see this. If the weekly bullish here, but the monthly structure is what is bearish, right? If in this inside of this premium we are expecting bearish scenario, right? Because it's the nature of the monthly time frame. It's still bearish. The monthly is still bearish, even though the daily and the weekly is bullish, but the monthly is bearish. High time frame long term direction is bearish. So in this zone, if the weekly just breaks structure down, then sure it's going to be bearish, right? But when we come here, right, let's move the daily a little bit further away. Let's move the daily further a little bit away. Let's move the weekly, and sorry guys, it's a little bit inconvenient. You can put up the 125 speed. Okay, all right, we have okay, so let's assume that the weekly is bullish and then it came to the premium of the monthly, but we don't actually know that the market is just gonna top out here and then being bearish right away. Because what, okay, when price is here, okay, and then we're seeing the daily, especially when we're seeing the daily can be very dynamic and it can move back and forth. Especially this swing here, we're at the premium of the weekly, premium of the monthly, of course, premium of the weekly, of course, premium of the monthly here, premium of the monthly here, and premium of the monthly here. This is the same swing, okay? In this picture, it's the same swing. Let's assume the daily shift down. When the daily shift down, we can't just say it's the same example that we got here. The daily shift up, it doesn't mean that the weekly is bearish. Sorry if I just made you confused. If in this example, like the original example that I've shown you, right, when the daily shift up, it doesn't mean that the weekly is bullish, right? It must come to the premium of the weekly. So the same scenario happens here. When the daily shifts down, it doesn't mean that the weekly is bearish. Okay, so we can't say when the daily shift down here, we can't say, oh, okay, price is at the premium of the monthly, we're just gonna go back to discount of the monthly right away. Before we going down there, we surely will meet, if there's a smaller swing, okay, I'm assuming this, if there's a smaller swing here, we're just gonna meet another weekly time frame discount PDR rate, and there's a high chance that price is gonna keep being bullish. Okay, so this is the part where it just make a lot of people who study these concepts just like feel like really stuck at this. So we don't try to guess the market tops and bottom. Okay, we're just gonna be aligned with this. Maybe if you're a short-term trader and the daily shift down, we can frame a direction move down here, and we can frame like multiple short-term trades here. But in the weekly and the monthly, this is where I think we need to wait, right, for price to just like offer some more clarity, because the weekly bullish, but the monthly is still bearish. But we don't know if this is the premium that the monthly is going to use, and then it's going to backfire and they're going to sell it at this premium. We don't know whether or not the monthly time frame they're going to sell at this premium, right? The market will definitely, it will return back into this weekly, right? And what if it's just being bullish again? What if it's just being bullish again? Okay, and then price is just like coming up this high to premium before it sells down. Got it? So we don't know whether or not the market is going to top out. We don't know. We don't actually can guess it. So at this point, the weekly, when the daily shift down, it can shift down to the weekly discount and then being bullish again, and then we're gonna go up to a higher premium PDR rate here. Maybe it's just gonna be an order block or high or rejection block or something like that before it sells off again. Or maybe it's just gonna change the trend here entirely, and it's just gonna shift bullish structure in the monthly, and we're just gonna keep being bullish. Maybe it can do that. We don't know whether or not the market is gonna top out. We just know that the market has just moved from discount to premium. Now we're in bullish institution order flow. If the daily shift, quarterly shift down, we can just retrace back to the weekly discount and then being bullish again. Or we can just like retrace it back here and then break structure down and being bearish again. We don't know.